All right. Good morning, everybody. I'm actually starting out of the new kitten room. We'll get to the new kittens before the end of this little show, but I thought we'd start out here just because that way we can see the faculty, we can see everybody else, and then we can end up with the kittens and spend most of our time there. But remember, the morning stream, we started this, and it still really is all about Brooke, who was here a few minutes ago, but now she's gone upstairs, I think. Did you see Smuggy just use the scratching post for her no claws? She's so cute. She still does that. This is Eddie. This is not Brooke, by the way. And yes, I know you guys are all waiting for the names, which we will tell once we get up there so I can point at them and tell you the names. So we're going to get there. Here's Maggie, and there's Loganberry. It snowed this morning. I think it's done now, and so that'll probably all melt really quickly. So anyway, we started here with the faculty. We're not going to spend a whole lot of time with them, but I do want to show you the kitten room real quick. Here's the main kitten room. Yeah, it's empty. And focus, camera, focus. Okay, I think you can see the damage here under the power outlet where it's all sort of white colored because I've sanded it down. There's another big patch like that over here by this door. And so I'm just showing you that to tell you why nobody's in the main kitten room right now. It's because I'm working on refinishing that floor. But I want to move the kittens in there as soon as possible. Getting the kittens in there is definitely my #1 goal right now. And to do that, I have to finish the floor. So I'm hoping I can actually, if I work really hard, I can get it done today. Okay, so there's Ari and there's Brooke. Yeah, I know. There's a lot of, I saw me here, that might be varnish, not urethane. I think it is urethane from the way that it pulled up when it got wet, but there's a lot of questions about whether I'm doing it the right way. Actually, there's not really a lot of questions. I'm not doing it the right way. I'm cutting corners. I'm taking some shortcuts. I think it'll work out, and my overall thought is, if I finish the floor and it actually fails and I have to do it again, then I'm not really any worse off than I am now. Next time I'll just have to do it right and rent a big drum sander and really make it happen. But this time I'm planning on just trying to get it done real quick. So yeah, not to get into this old house. I don't want to make this an episode about fixing the house. But the short version is, today I'm going to stain those spots so that they match. And then I'm just going to coat the whole thing after that stain dries. Tonight, I'll just coat the whole thing with a coat or two of polyurethane. And then if I let it dry overnight, and if it's not too smelly still in the morning, we could move them in tomorrow. Or if I end up being a little slow at getting anything done, or it is too smelly, then we'll move them in a couple days. But I'm real excited about getting them in there. Okay, I know we're all really excited about the kittens, but I wanted to show you Brooke is hanging out right now this morning. She's been very good so far this morning. She even saw Maggie for a little while, and they didn't get into it or anything. She's going to headbutt me now. Hi, sweetie pie. Hi. Okay. So I do need to remind everybody that the whole reason that we started doing these morning close-ups is because Brooke still needs an adopter. But I will say, in the defense of everybody that's watching, we are still trying to figure out everything that is going on with Brooke and how she is best to relate to, or how to best get her to relate to other cats and things. So I understand if you are thinking about adopting her, but you want to wait until we've sort of figured everything out about her. I get it. But you can still put in your application now if you want and get pre-approved. You can always decide to pick her up later. Let's see if she wants to come in here and have some breakfast. And I've got some more to say about putting in applications and getting pre-approved. So those applications are on our website. It's kitten.academy. And there is nothing to stop you from applying, even though the application asks you which cat you're applying for. You can say you don't know and just get approved to adopt. And then at a future time, when the cat comes along that's the right one, if you have already been approved, you just let Dawes know that you've finally seen the right cat arrive, and they will they'll send that. Well, they won't send that cat to you. It's not the right way to put it. They will approve you for adopting that specific cat, I guess I should say, or kitten. And here's Belle this morning. I didn't weigh her yet this morning. I need to do that, but she seems like she's very happy. And I was telling everybody last night that from checking her out and from her general attitude and stuff, I don't think she's going to deliver today, and probably not tomorrow. So I think she's still at least a few days off from it. I think. So that's my guess. But come on, let's move on to the stuff. I know we're all excited about the kittens, and I've got a lot to say about them this morning. So I just wanted to give everybody a minute to get in to the live stream. And now that I think you're all here, let's move on, see some kittens, and we'll talk about it, okay? Amber, no, she's not producing milk yet. That's one of the things that I've been checking that is a sign to me that she's not quite ready yet. Although we've had mom cats that didn't really have any milk yet. Hang on, I'm going to set the phone down and sanitize my hands. So we've had mom cats that didn't really have any milk yet, delivered their kittens, and then all of a sudden we're producing. So, you know, it doesn't 100% mean not yet. But you're right, it's a good sign. It's a thing to check. Okay, here we go. Oh, there's nobody here. Kittens? Kittens? Are you all in here? Where's your mom? Is she behind the beanbag chair? Is it because I was making so much noise? They're still not all used to all of the noise that I make. And so when I'm banging around the house, they tend to go into hide mode. They're not going to last long in that mode, though. I'm sure that after a very short time, they're going to figure it out. Also, I should point out that, like I said, I want to move them to the main room as soon as possible. That way, they'll get to see more through the glass doors, and I think they're big enough already to be running around in the living room in the mornings. So that'll happen too. So that's our goal, to get them moving in that direction. I'm positive Mom's behind the beanbag chair, but we'll get to her in a minute. I actually wanted to play a game with all of you where I tell you the names of the kittens and you try to guess the name of the mom. Keeping in mind, the important news, the thing I've got to tell you all to make this make sense. If some of you may not have heard yet, yesterday we announced that their mom, these kittens' moms, the one that's hiding behind the beanbag chair, we had said that was Belle's mom. It's not. That is Belle's daughter. So Belle is the grandma of these kittens, and their mom is Belle's daughter. Belle's daughter. So Belle is the big mom here. Okay? So we got that wrong. That's what we found out. Belle is the big mom. And so what happened, Belle is 5 years old, 4 or 5 years old, they said. They're saying 5 now, so Belle's about 5 years old, give or take. And the new mom is 3 years old. And then had these kittens, and so these are, like I said, Belle's grandkids. So it's kind of funny that Belle's going to have some kids that are these kids' aunts and uncles that are going to be younger than they are. That's a little weird, but it happens. Okay, so with that out of the way, keeping in mind that our new mom is Belle's kid and therefore is going to have some association to Belle name-wise, I'm going to tell you the names of the kittens, and then you're going to guess the name of the mom that is related to the kitten names, but also related to the Belle's name, okay? Here we go. I made a cheat sheet. I'm going to look at it back here so I don't get the names wrong, but I think I got them all memorized already. So our little creamsicle is named Monkey. That's Monkey, M-O-N-K-E-Y, Monkey. And he is a little monkey, so I think it's a good name for him. He's a boy. Our girl, the one girl kitty right here, our little girl Torty, is named Dabble. That's D-A-B-B-L-E, Dabble. Or I'm probably going to end up calling her Little Dabby, right? Because that's cute. So that's our girl, Dabble. Then we have our Tuxie boy. And our Tuxie boy's name is Putter. That's P-U-T-T-E-R, Putter. Yes, they're also tired out. They've been running around all morning, so it makes sense that they would be all tired out. So that's Putter. And then, excuse me for coughing. I hope I didn't show on the stream, the other stream, the cheat sheet. None of you guys cheat now, okay? Excuse me. Our last one, the orange one, the boy, this is also a boy, this little orange kid back here, is named Trifle. That's Trifle, Trifle, Trifle. So we have Trifle, let's see if I can do this all. Trifle, Putter, Dabble, and Monkey. All right? So maybe you guys get the theme, and I'll let you think for a minute about what mom might be named. Meanwhile, I'm going to get this eye booger out of here. What is this, Eye Booger Academy? Come on. Yeah. Now, I'll tell you, when I tell you the name that connects them to Belle, I'll give you a hint. You're going to be surprised. Oh, I saw it. Somebody got the name right. Somebody guessed it. Yeah, You guys got it. You got it. It all makes sense. It's Tinker. Yes, the mom's name is Tinker. Good job. I think Donna C had it first, and then I saw Brew after that, but I saw Donna C first. You're right. Our mom's name is Tinker. So, yeah, one last time we have Monkey, Dabble, Trifle, and Putter. Yes. And then let's go find Tinker, because she's got to be behind the beanbag chair, hiding out because I was making so much noise around the house, right? Yes, there she is. Look at that. She is the skinniest thing. And you might not be able to tell because her belly's a little full of, I don't know, recent food, poops, something. But the rest of her is just so skinny. Hi. It's okay. She's a little scared still of everything. Hi, but she's also very sweet. Come here, be sweet on me. Hi. Don't you want to be sweet on me? She's still adjusting to life at the academy, but like I said, as shy and nervous as she is right now, she does love a little scritch and a snuggle, and can be very affectionate. And she headbutts me when she wants some attention. But I've also, like I said, I've been banging around the house this morning, so she's looking a little nervous at the moment. There's a lot of new noises and smells and everything for them to get used to. So it's going to be, probably a few days before she's 100% in her element. And I think you remember that Belle, her mom, Belle, Grandma Belle, Belle was the same way at first, where she just wanted to hide behind the beanbag chair, the same method, the first few days that she was here. And it took a lot of coaxing and getting her to relax. And we had her door covered up at first, and then after a while, now we uncovered her door, and she sits at the door and she watches the other cats, and she looks out the window, and she's a lot happier, and she doesn't react to the sounds around the house. And I can even go in Belle's room with the vacuum cleaner in the morning, and she's pretty cool with it. She does tend to, move out of the way, but she doesn't run or anything, so it's all good. So that's what we expect here. This is going to be a couple days before they're all super in tune with the academy, I guess is the way to put it. And boy, I did not expect them all to be napping right now. I knew they were running around all morning, but I thought they would have some energy for the close-up. But that's okay. A little nap close-up is good. It gives me a chance to talk. I don't have to chase them around so much, and I'm sure we'll get plenty of close-ups that are full of activity soon. So, there's one more thing I need to tell everybody that's big news that goes with what I was saying before about pre-applying for kittens. And that big news is that all of these boys already are adopted. Can you believe that? They all got adopted within about 4 hours of being at the academy yesterday. Yeah, I know, it's amazing. So little Monkey here was the first to be adopted by someone that was pre-approved in the first couple of hours, wrote to Dawes and said, hey, that creamsicle is the kitten for me, And since I'm pre-approved, I'd like to be pre-approved for Creamsicle. And they said, okay. So now his name is Monkey, but who knows? They might even rename him again. Now they're about 6 weeks old, so it's going to be at least another 6 weeks until they can get adopted. It may be longer if we have trouble scheduling their spays, or if they have trouble getting their weight up, or if we have trouble with their vaccines or anything at all. Maybe even a little longer than that. But at a very bare minimum, it's going to be 6 weeks. I would bet on longer. But yes, Creamsicle was the first to get adopted, and then someone else who was already pre-approved wrote in and said that they wanted the Tuxie Boy and the Orange Boy together. So I should start using their names too, the right names. So we have Monkey, we have Trifle, and Putter. So Trifle and Putter are going to be adopted, or are approved and adopted together. But so far we don't, as far as I know, have any applicants or approvals for our mom cat or her little kitten, her little girl who's grooming her little Dabby and Tinker. It's cute that Dabby is going to groom her mom. Her mom needs it. Her mom has been a little stressed out by the whole trip. Definitely needs to take some mom time and clean herself up and all that. No, you're right. She hasn't had her blood work done yet. We haven't seen the vet yet. I plan on calling our vet, Aristocats, first thing in the morning. Who is sorry, I got a little distracted there. So first thing in the morning, we're going to call our vet, Aristocats, and we're going to schedule a vet trip for all of them. We're going to get blood work done, and we're going to just check up on all of the things and make sure that they are in good health. I think they are. Now, last night, if you were watching the regular Kitten Academy live stream, you would have watched them. They had, there was a tiny bit of diarrhea. Most of the poops were really good. But there was a lot of vomiting of cheese, which is what you get when they drink a lot of mom's milk, like they do, like little Orange Boy is doing now, and then they decide to vomit it up for one reason or another. That's a stage that we always go through with kittens, and usually right about this point, 6 weeks, is when we go through it. It's really a time when we know that it's time to cut them off from mom's milk unless we want them to vomit up cheese. Which is what they're doing. So that's a normal stage, and I'm not too concerned about it. But if they keep doing it, I may put a secret agent suit on mom for a little while to get them to stop nursing. I'm not going to do that yet. They've been through enough stress traveling here, so I don't want to stress her out right now. If they're going to nurse on mom and vomit up a little bit of mom cheese, so be it for the moment. But if that keeps up for more than a day or two, I'll probably want to put a secret agent suit on her. We'll see. So I think people in the chat are describing, if I'm not being clear enough, if the kittens eat milk and then it sort of gets a chance to ferment in their stomachs for just a very short amount of time, and then they vomit it up, it's very cheesy at that point. That's basically how you make cheese. I mean, that's really the process of making cheese, more or less, except you don't normally do it in a stomach. But you take the milk, you add a little bit of this bacterial stuff, and you let it sit for a bit, and then you got the cheese. That's how it works. So at any rate, biology lesson aside, and I'm sorry if that's too gross for anybody. Oh, Jay Cortez with the science. How about that? I did not know that's where rennet came from. Now I do. So that's fascinating. So at any rate, like I said, they've been vomiting a little bit, but I don't think that that's a health issue. I think that's a normal thing, especially after the stress of their travel. I would expect that, and so I'm not worried about it at all. And I'm not worried about the poops either. Most of the poops that were bad looked like they were also just very milky. And now that we're getting them switched over to the real fancy feast food, which, by the way, they all are eating the solid food too, and eating a lot of it and doing very well. I think those poops are going to clear right up. So I think they're healthy. They seem like very healthy kittens overall. Um, Also, mom's ear seems like it's been that way for a long time. That doesn't seem like any sort of a recent development. Is this is this a little color on your eye? I can't tell. I don't know you well enough to know if you've got a little spot there, or if you've got a little booger. Let's see. No, it's a little spot. She's got a little bright spot there next to her eye. Um, Mom also, I mentioned this yesterday. Mom has a few patches where she's missing some hair. And I was worried about it being like a ringworm or something, but I don't think it is. I checked her last night with what they would call a woods lamp back in the day, but it's basically just a black light which should show up ringworm. And I know, not 100% test. We're going to test for that tomorrow at the vet. But at least in that unscientific test, nothing turned up. So I don't think it is. I think she's just got a couple patches from stress. I think someone said, was reminding me that when, I think it was Taylor showed up, that she had a bunch of little patchy spots like that all filled in too, so it's not unusual. All right, we've been over 20 minutes. I've given you guys all the names. I will tweet out a cheat sheet with the names, and I'll put it on the Discord too a little bit later today. Just so you know my schedule, I really want to get you guys photos of these kids and get that published on our blog, but that's not my number one priority, especially because they're still getting settled in and cleaned up, and they'll take better photos if we wait another day. So taking the photos is not my priority. My priority for today is getting the main room fixed up so that we can move them in there as soon as possible. So that's what I want to do, focus on, but I've obviously got a lot of other things to take care of here too. So at any rate, I will get you guys a cheat sheet on the Twitter. I'll get a cheat sheet on the Discord. You guys can look for them there. I'm sure that our minion Lisa will publish the same cheat sheet on Facebook as soon as we are ready, if she hasn't already published the names there. And that way you guys will know who is who until I get a chance to do the real blog post. And that's it. Thanks again to everybody for joining us. Thank you so much for the mods, for moderating the chat. And if you want to continue watching these kittens, just check out the regular Kitten Academy live stream right here on YouTube. You can watch them all day long. And they may even be more active than this at some point. Oh, one last note. If you guys still want to apply for one of these kittens, even if you want to apply for one of the kittens that I just told you already has an approved adopter, you should do it anyway. There's two reasons for that. One is that it wouldn't be the first time that we've had an approved adoption fall through. It does happen. It happens all the time. It's not that unusual. So if there's one you're really pulling for, put in your application anyway, and it might happen if it was meant to be. And if it doesn't happen, then you can be pre-approved for when the next one that's perfect for you comes along. So there you go. And once again, Will's linked the application there in the chat. All right, I've definitely talked enough, guys. Thanks one last time. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me this morning. I appreciate you guys guessing Mom's name. Nice work there. She's got her third eyelids. It makes her eyes look real creepy. Oh, there we go. Okay, sorry I woke you up. Looks like it's nap time for everybody. Not for me. I got to get to work. You guys can nap with the kittens on the regular Kitten Academy live stream. Thanks, everybody. Good night, monkey. Boop.